Hello, my beautiful viewers. I'm in the dark. I'm in the dark, but it is still dark here with me. So let me put the light on. I've got the switch. Here we go. And there the light is on. Our episode this week is going to be truly inspiring. I've got amazing guests. They can come and bestow their wisdom and their beautifulness to all of you. Are you ready for us? Did you bring your sunglasses? If one of them gives you, myself, don't forget me, please. Don't forget me. If I give you goosebumps, I call it goosies. Put on your sunglasses. Our beautiful title for today is inspired by one of my amazing guests, Therese, Lessons in Time. I can see that this is the right time for me to be here in New Zealand with my grandchildren because I do have the time and I can spend my essence, my presence in the moment with each grandchild and help them learn lessons, big life lessons. How incredible is that? So every chapter of our lives holds the truth that in what you are doing and what legacy that you are bestowing on others. My quote for today, and just give me, I need to put my glasses on for the quote. Time is not just a measure. It's a mentor. Within its own rhythm, live the lessons that shape who we become and what we leave behind. And I see it so clearly in this amazing time that I have here. My grandson Zaner is 10, Zayden 5, and especially him. He's taking everything like a sponge. And then my grandson Zachary, almost 8 months. I will want to make him older than he is. So my beautiful ladies, at the moment I don't have our sponsors video, but I just want to mention my beautiful sponsor ladies. You will all see them also in the opening video. I just want to say thank you, my beautiful ladies from the Diamond Beauties that is sponsoring me through a few cups of coffee to be able to continue with this. And Dana, you are one of them. Thank you. So Dana, are you ready for me to you in this? Here you go. Therese, are you ready to swish into studio? Yes. Hello, my beautiful ladies. Here you are. You are truly amazing. And like I said to Therese, thank you for your amazing presence. I know you more than 2 years. And every day, not every day, but every time I see you, you have this absolutely spark of rubiness, a ruby that is just holding me. And you're holding me up like up. You're holding me with so much love. And I was asking God, what can the title be? And he said to me, Lessons in Time. And I thought, wow, I have to tell you that you have inspired me for this show and the description and the quote, everything. And how fitting that I can have lessons for my children, grandchildren that I've learned. And with all proudness, see what my daughter is doing to my grandchildren. It's the same that I've done for her. And she'd have also done some improvements because remember, when they were growing up, we didn't have all these technologies, things to protect the children. So she is doing such a great job, and I'm so, so proud of her. So I'm going to start with you, my beautiful Therese. Can you and tell us something that nobody knows?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm Therese Skelly. I live in Arizona. I'm a native. I have I've got sun. I love the sun. what do? I work with women. I call myself the intuitive business mentor, and I blend my background of being a psychotherapist, a business coach, and an intuitive, and it's pretty magical. I have access to stuff that most people don't know because of the intuitive aspect of it. It's really, I just feel so blessed. I just love, and I always give credit to God. I really am like, whoa, what a gift. Holy heck. Okay. Thank you. I'll use it. And I'm humbled by the gift I get to get. What nobody knows about me. Oh my, well, you probably don't know this. I used to ride a unicycle when I was younger. I could ride a unicycle. So I know. Woo woo.
That's amazing.
We'll start with a unicycle. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. My beautiful Dana. So I had a beautiful talk with Dana yesterday, and we were talking about and how I said to my grandchild Zayden, so he was next to me, and he said to me, "Ma, Omi, why is Auntie Dana he's so funny?" I said, "How come, my darling?" That's after our discussion. I said, "How come, my darling? Why do you think it's so funny?" He said, "Omi, to look." Now he's talking to me in my home language, Afrikaans. To look at Auntie Dana, you want to smile. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, yes, and if you want to smile, yes, Omi, it makes me happy to look at her. I said, okay, okay. Oh, now tell me further. And he said, why is she doing this here? I said, it makes her happy. Oh, he said, he loves it. Tell Auntie Donna I love her. I love her here. And just to spend a little bit time because Donna was off screen and he asked me about her hair, and just to make sure I understand why it's beautiful in a funny way, because you make his heart smile as well. Donna, this was amazing. I just kissed that whole child's face all over because it's so beautiful, and that was one of the things that attract me. You didn't say one word, my beautiful Donna, not one word. You were sitting there on your couch and you were listening to on Zoom to somebody talking, and I zoom into you, I pin you, and I zoom in, and I saw your beautiful face, your hair, your heart, and it was still on the Zoom, Therese. I wrote Donna a message and said,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
hello, I'm seeing you and your hair is beautiful. We talked after the Zoom, and that is incredible. And my beautiful ladies, I had the privilege of hugging both of you. How incredible. How incredible. So, Donna, you with your beautiful hair, please introduce yourself and tell
I,
us something we don't know.
I got nothing. I mean, oh my gosh, that little boy. Let me just.
Yeah. Yeah.
The gifts show up, don't they, Sanet? The gifts. What a gift. Thank you for that story. Wow. There's a lot of things people don't know about me. And one of them is actually how brilliant I am. And the reason they don't know that is because I didn't know that for the majority of my life. I always considered myself an average C student. And when people started seeing things in me, it took me years to really embrace what they were saying. I resisted and rejected it for years. So I would like to encourage anybody watching this to take a step and look at yourself through somebody else's eyes, especially those that are fans who love you, who see brilliance in you that you may not be looking at, because that was a game changer for me to finally step into that. So,
That's awesome.
yeah. Thank you.
Please tell us about you, where you're from, and
Yeah.
that's amazing.
I am from, I'm a New Yorker by way of Arizona. I'm in Arizona now, loving it out here, much slower place for us to reside, living life a little bit with more ease than the metropolitan area. I actually grew up in New Jersey. And It's truly a joy to be here and go through these life's experiences that I have been, especially now with my my late husband and my now husband both by my side. Pretty incredible.
Incredible. And we're going to hear a little bit more about that as well. So, my beautiful ladies, God have bestowed on me a vision, and it was a dream vision. And you know, my beautiful one, when I get visions, I just do it. The Diamond Beauties is the 1st of August, 4 years old through God's awakened vision. And then my beautiful Diamond Moment magazine is 2 years old through an awakening. But this was a dream vision. So the book is going to called Diamond Moments, exactly the magazine. But I was looking at this in my dream, and I actually didn't know I was speaking to God. I was speaking to a woman. And I said to this woman, beautiful angel voice, and I said to the angel voice, yes, I know, I do have a Diamond Moments magazine. And she said, no, no, no. Look at this. This is not a magazine. This is a book. And then the book flipped, and I saw it's a book. So with what I saw in the book and some knowledge they bestowed on me, I also said angels, God. I have started to write my second book. And in that book, Donna, what I wanted to say is it's going to call Diamond Moments. But in that book, I will be asking the ladies and gentlemen in the Diamond Beauties and Tans and Nadiras, what difference that I made in your life? Did I leave a sparkle in your life? And then what did the group, if that have changed for you? And that will also go into the book. And I was so happy when I was awake and I was sharing this to the family. And my daughter, on Sunday, we went to that beautiful beach where I changed my life forever 6 years ago. And before we go live on Facebook, on the Diamond Beauties, she said, Ma, do you know that if you didn't had your experience 6 years on this beach, the Diamond Beauties would never have been.
Mm-hmm.
You would have never met incredible women around the world. So, so all about gratefulness, all about people changing. And I'm going to tell stories about all of you that you have touched me. So this will all be part of the Diamond Moment, not magazine, Diamond Moment book that I am busy writing. So yes, my beautiful ones, you are so right, Donna. Sometimes there is stories that people don't know, but when you tell the stories that people cannot believe that how incredible they are. You want to say something, Donna?
I'm just in love with what you're talking about, and I think the gifts show up, and a lot of us miss it, but we're here to help women and men understand. Don't miss this. Don't miss the jewels that fly by, like your grandson. Holy mackerel! It's like those are such treasures.
So, ladies, anytime you want to say something, you are welcome. But my first question, I know I had a first question, tell us something that we don't know. But my second question then, can you recall a moment when somebody else's legacy shift your life path? And Therese, if you would love to go.
Somebody else's legacy shifted my life more. I'm going to tell you a story, and I think it's legacy. So it's very personal, and it's the power of witnessing. So I have my one of my most favorite humans in the world is my Aunt Judy. She's 88, and we hang out a lot. I just see her every week, and she's like a mother to me. My mom died 10 years ago, so Auntie is like so precious. And I was the family, we were the ones on the wrong side of the tracks, difficult upbringing, alcoholic parents. And Aunt Judy's family, they're the ones that were living well and, taking care of the neighbors and the people. And they were just beautiful social justice. They really lived the too much has been given, much is expected. And so they were very generous. And I love my aunt, but in the last 3 years since my uncle died, I'm there, right? And we were sitting out one night, and I had a very difficult childhood, a lot of pain, a lot of stuff. And so we were on her patio, we're having a little bit of wine. And she said, I'm so sorry that we couldn't have been there for you. And I said, what? She said, we didn't know what to do. And I said, this was 60 years ago. Nobody talked about alcoholism and abuse like it is today. There was no awareness. And she just said, I feel so terrible that Uncle Jimmy and I couldn't have helped you and your brother. And it was so like, I could cry just talking about it. It's because like the legacy of, they were people that took care of their family and took care of their community. They fed homeless. Like they did everything. And here, so my little wounded inner child was like, oh my God, even though she wasn't there 60 years ago, because nobody knew of what was going on in my family. It was like, I was so healed. And she over and over and over, I feel terrible. I feel terrible. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We should have done something to help you and your brother. And I was like, actually, I got to go through that. As horrific as it was, the work I do was born from that. And thank you for wanting to take care of me. Like it was so magnificent. This family of people that were solid and good and never got divorced and did all the healthy things. And I'm now kind of part of that family, but it was so magical. Like, wow, it's never too late to say, I'm sorry that happened to you. And if I could have been there, I would have been. I was blown away by the healing.
Therese, you were seen.
I was seen because I, as an adult woman, I can see the hell out of myself. But the little one that was hiding and had shame and was abused horribly, that one got seen. And it was like, and I was a therapist. I done a boatload of therapy, but that was like a whole other. So the legacy of taking care of people and seeing and holding space and just going, that was terrible. It shouldn't have happened. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. And the apology, it wasn't even hers to apologize for it, but it was stunningly profound.
Yes.
It's incredible. And I do believe you also set her free, her heart and her mind free by telling.
Exactly. And I'm like going, you're doing it for me now, Auntie. It was like, so she got absolved of feeling guilty or responsible. It was magical, just magical. So,
Therese, that is an incredible story.
Thank you.
It's an incredible story. There's so many people that for years are going around with shame and guilt. One of the things I just quickly want to mention, and I can say this with all honesty, for 48 years, I always blamed myself. Why didn't I speak up? And it took that beautiful date of no return, 6th of April 2019. It took a therapist 2 months after that date, because when I'm back in South Africa, I went to a therapist to see why I'm holding on to the weight. And he said, did you ever forgive the others that hurt you? I said, yes. And he said, did you ever, by the way, he said to me so cocky, did you ever forgive yourself?
Ooh.
And I thought to myself, I'm not a person that will give you ugly names, but I just thought I want to say stupid man, but I didn't say anything to him. I just looked at him in my mind. I said, in my home language, dis alweer a man. It's a man again, because he doesn't know. It was not my fault, but I didn't say. I just looked at him with the most hatred eyes. I picked up my handbag, and I left his office. And I never have done it in my life. And when I got into the car, I slammed the door and I hit myself here. And then I put down the visor and I was telling myself in the visor, it was not your fault. It was not your fault. And I started to scream. And then I realized, but it was not my fault. And the reason why I have, for so many years, have told myself, why don't you speak up? Well, it wouldn't have gone on so long if you speak up. But as a child, that was my reference.
100%.
The blackmail was so huge. It was so, and that day, Therese, changed my life forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I've re-looked at everything, but it was the right time. But like you have set your auntie free,
Mm-hmm.
and you have set your little one free by acknowledge that she
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
telling her, and how it's like my weight even. I let go of my weight even faster after that. I
Yeah.
never went back to the doctor, and the
Even you.
doctor did leave South Africa. He went to Canada. But yes, he is instrumental. If he was standing in front of me, I would have kissed him here in front of
Thank
his ear
you.
to say thank you. Oh, my beautiful. I never thought I'm going to tell that particular story on this show, but that's how this
There we
show is
go.
going.
There we go.
And my beautiful Donna, and on your side, you have somebody else's legacy have changed your path.
Oh, I always say adversity will get us where we want to go. And when we give love and extend that heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for the lessons that we learn from the people that we eventually grow apart from, it's priceless. So, it's interesting. I always say my greatest teachers, I've had people in my life who were quite close. Thank you. Thank you. In my family. And we interpret things as children that aren't necessarily true. And then if we talk to Dr. Joe Dispenza and we hear what he says, 50% of what we think we remember, 50% of what we think we remember isn't even true. We embellish. So I have learned through many mentors to change the story, and that energy is real, and that we can change the story even if they've departed already. And I did a whole exercise just recently, a couple months ago, of unknitting an Afghan that my mother happened to make, which made it even more special. And every time I unknit it, I offered love to people that I felt hurt from, that I was angry at. I'm no longer angry. I did the Oko Shibono or whatever that Hawaiian prayer is. Do you forgive me? Thank you. I love you. I forgive all that. And it is amazing that we can be free. We don't need the other person. I mean, it was beautiful, Therese, that your aunt was there and you got to have that exchange, but it doesn't always work that way, does it?
Usually not.
And still release and forgive even if they have departed already. And that's like the biggest secret of the universe. Like people don't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have goosebumps. Thank you.
And
Thank you, Donna.
in part, I just want to say I am so grateful I chose my mother to be my mother, which, yes, I'm a believer in that. And she was an amazing woman, and my father was amazing too, and he had his place, right? But I had at least one fan in the family as I was growing up. As I separated from the family to go on my journey back then, back in the 70s, they called it going to find yourself. And my mother was always that cheerleader. And when I came back after 20 some odd years, and it wasn't like I went anywhere, but I withdrew so I could heal and change things in my underlying layers. And I was almost guilty. I almost felt bad. I felt like I was going to be berated when I came home, right? You know what my mother said to me? She said, honey, it is every child's rite of passage to leave home. And it is every child's rite of passage to come back. So life-changing every step of the way for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful Donna. So, my beautiful ladies, what values are you intentionally passing on to others?
I
know, but I'm waiting for Therese to talk.
Go, Donna.
So, I think, well, let's just go the easy ones, like love, blah, 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 blah. Love, yeah, like you say, like, it's like love. Of course. I live that. But I think a lesson that I, especially with my children and with my relationships, because Donna, dating coach, we think a lot the same way. There is, people don't communicate the truth often. Oh, it's fine. No, it's no big deal. And I'm like, bullshit. It's sorry. It's a very big deal. Sorry. Edit it out. Sorry. Anyway, I don't usually do that. But in relationships, people withhold the truth. And I'm fearless in my communication. And one thing I learned 1,000 years ago in therapy is if you don't talk it out, you'll act it out. So I say that to my children and my partner, and it's like, you cannot, like, resentment doesn't fly, like, because it's going to be like, oh, I'm distancing or I'm acting out, whatever. So the way I live is I have to always tell the truth. Even if it's like, and I've actually called friends and said, hi, I'm really feeling like you're kind of doing a crappy job being a friend, because I'm the one always reaching out, and that's hurtful to me. I need some reciprocity. And I'm very, like, there's a high standard, and I would rather have somebody tell me the truth, how they're really feeling, as opposed to everything's fine, and then I get broken up with the next week, right? So I'm really like, oh, no. Like Mama T, truth teller. My children are like, oh God, here we go. But I'm going to tell them. Because to me, it's not, I've dated men that they were raised in conflict avoidant things or very high conflict. So there's no, like, I need to have a conversation. It's usually avoiding. And I am like, no, we go all in. My poor partner's like, oh, we're talking again. We're still talking about it. I'm like, we're still talking about it till I feel heard. So I think that's just such a skill that most people don't have, the ability to say, this is what's on my heart. And you don't have to do it with harshness. You can just do it in a beautiful way in service of connecting and relationship. You can do it really well, but most people do not have the courage to do that. So that's a big one.
Wow, but that's a big one. Donna?
I love that. I'm going to take off that, which is really interesting, Therese. We talk about the same thing from two different angles. Mm-hmm. I love this. I was going to say one thing, but now I'm going to say another. So the statistics show and always say, and you always hear it when you Google it, that the number one reason for divorce is money and finances. And Jeff and I, who's my now husband, we always say we believe it's communication. So we believe in showing the ID. What's the ID? Intimate dialogue. So when I have something I want to share with my husband, and we've been married now 7 years, something like that. And how many years? I think 6 years. We have never had an argument. That does not to say we have always agreed, but we have dialogue. And so if something comes up that's on my heart, I'll say, can we dialogue about something? Mm-hmm. And so we deliver it in a way that can be received. Mm-hmm. And nobody is ever wrong or right. We are coming at this from two different perspectives. We are coming at this. So one of the really cool things I will say, now my now husband, Jeff, was brought up very religious, born again Christian, used to be a youth pastor, got his doctorate now. So he's still, I guess, has a religious certificate. I don't know what to call that. I was brought up Catholic, but what I love about that is when I met him, I saw right away that he was from a very traditional religious upbringing. And I showed him, I said, look, I sent him a video from Abraham Hicks. And I said, this is how I roll. So if you don't, I said, like, if this doesn't resonate, if you can't handle this, you don't need to pursue me. And one of the things he has always said since the beginning of time was that out of everybody he's ever known in his entire life, and he has known a lot of people, that nobody walks in love the way I do. And so when people want to talk to me and ask me about religious qualifications, I simply say, I can't put God in a box. I'm not here to do that. And I'm not asking you to do what I do or believe the way I believe. But I'm also asking you not to judge me. Now, you can judge me. That's okay. People judge all the time. But, and so what's happened is people in his world, my bonus children are getting to know me through a different lens that they never expected. So it's super cool when we have that opportunity, isn't it? To shine our light.
So good. So good.
Incredible. So for me, I want people to know that they can do anything they put their minds to.
Mm.
I'm teaching the children, especially the 5. I can't, Oma. No. There's an Afrikaans saying, kan nie is dood van kry was dood. So I'm going to direct translate it, but I don't think it will make sense. Uh, can cannot is dead from a wheelbarrow pushing a wheelbarrow. So when I translate it, it doesn't make it rhymes when you speak in Afrikaans, and
Sounds
that's
great.
an old Netherlands saying that we adopted in South Africa. So he comes to me and he will tell me, Omi, he will grab my face and say, Omi, I can. And guess what? I did it. That is one of the things I wanted to, and I wanted to teach my children never to give up. Never to give up. Even if you are going with your left foot with the steps and that's not working, go with your right foot. Turn around 360 and do something different. So that's what I want to leave with for my children and other people as well. So my beautiful ladies, now it's time for you to tell us what you do, what legacy you would love to bestow. And both of you have done a book as well. So please show us your book. Tell us a little bit more. So we do have quite a few more minutes. So Therese, if you would love to spend more than 5 minutes, and then over to beautiful Donna to tell us, what do you do to change people's life and what legacy would you love to bestow on others? My beautiful Therese.
Yeah, such big questions. All right. So I work with people in the context of a business coach. I just say I masquerade as a business coach because the people that I'm attracted to, like we are all business women, but we're not talking business. We're talking heart and mission and soul. And so the people I work with are the women that literally they're, all of us, our work is our ministry, our mission, our purpose in the world. That's what we do. Right. And what I know is those women, hi, honey, what a cutie. Those women often, like, we're a certain age, that Don and I are a certain age, just like Sanet is a much younger, just a little the same age. And there is conditioning for women being bold and expressing themselves and asking and kind of raising their value and going, no, you really should hire me, and being visible, all the things. And so the book I wrote, it's called Love-Based Mission, How to Create a Business That Serves Your Soul. Because there are, you can buy a franchise, you can be a business owner, but I work with people that this is my soul work. And you can hear all of us are of the same mindset.
Yeah.
And what happens in, my conditioning early on, I say, why do you think I was a therapist? Is because we were taught as women to sacrifice and be there for everybody else and pour ourselves into everything else at the exclusion of ourselves. And so the book, and I wrote it probably in 2000, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And it's interesting, when I wrote it, I'm like, I was living it and I don't think I'm living it. Like when you're like, okay, I'm on the other side of that. But it really speaks about how women are so focused on their little world, giving everything to their communities, their friends, their family, when in reality, the mission that's living in them needs a bigger stage. And it's like, oh my, how do I do that? And so I work with women. So I use 4 terms. So the first one is what I call, it's a concept. I love this concept. I just get to share it because I have 5 minutes, right? I call it the expansion zone. And so this is what happens. This is part of the problem. And you could apply it to dating or business or, losing weight or finding love, anything that you have a desire in. So what I know is that our souls are connected with the Creator. We are one with nature, with the Creator. And so it's limitless. And like Sanet, very much like you can do anything you want, right? And if you get a soul, like somebody's like, I want to find love, it's because it's supposed to happen. If you're like, I want to make $100,000, it's supposed to happen. Like if you have a burning desire, it's because that's a soul thing. Like literally that's God or Creator saying, that's yours, go, right? So we're one with that and there's no limit. So that's the soul part. Thanks for the glasses, girls. And so then our humanness, the body, the subconscious is like, ah, oh, whoa, hold on, wait. And the way I frame it is, if you have a dog, you put them in crates to keep them safe, not eating your shoes. If you have babies or toddlers, you put them in playpens or little, not containers, but stick them in a container, but like a little, like I'm doing great with the words today. You put them in places whereby they're not going to run in the street.
Yeah.
Right. So when we care for things, we I need you safe. I need to know you're here. Well, that's the subconscious mind, the subconscious, the limiting beliefs, all the parts of us that never were believed in, never got it. That's the part that's going to be like, you want to find love, you want to make this much money, you would go sit down, right? And so what happens is there's the expansion piece, and then there's a natural contraction. And so some of us, like the three of us, we just listen to all right, God, wacky, but I'm a yes. Okay, we just go. And then when we hear the voices, or, for me, what happens, I don't get the voices like, you're a fraud. I don't get that. I get wow, I broke my hand. That was weird. My body gets thrown down. I'm really stubborn. So they just, so there's something in your life that makes you stop. And so the work I do is to say, you can navigate that. I know you feel like a fraud. I know you're scared. I know you don't know how, but this is your soul. Let's do your soul's work. Okay. So that's expansion and contraction. Then the next piece of formula is alignment. Have you ever had a goal or somebody said, you should really do this? This would be so good for you. And you're like, oh, that sounds so good. And you get home and you're like, huh. Right. And so what happens in my world is people often work with mentors. They pay thousands of dollars and they come to me like, I couldn't do it. And I feel so stupid. I lost so much money because likely the values were not similar. When I was young, I had coaches, very famous coaches saying, you're using your children as an excuse. And I'm like, bye-bye. So very often, if you don't have either a path or a program that is aligned with your values, it's not going to work. If you don't have somebody that is honoring your nervous system, right? Like when I went through a bunch of trauma with my son, I had zero capacity for anything creative. I was surviving. And if I would have had a coach who said, come on, you need to go to, my nervous system could not handle it. Right. So you need to have an aligned nervous system, aligned goals, aligned vision, and an aligned path. Because if somebody says, you need to make 30 cold calls a day, I'll be like, not your girl. Right? So that's the thing is all the strategies that I work with, they have to be in alignment. So I'm not the one that has the formula. I'll say, what do you think about this? To me, it's like we co-create. It's not a hierarchical thing. And the last part of it is what I call embodiment. It's got to be living in you. And I'll give you this, the greatest, again, I'll tell you, I use a pendulum, right? I really tune into energy. And I was working with a woman who I had worked with for years, and she was creating a course. So she is an acupuncturist. And so she was doing hands-on service delivery, and she wants to create a course. And she had taken 5 years. It's still not done. I'm like, dude, let's get the darn thing done. Okay. So we designed every piece of the strategy. And I'm like, ready? And she's like, huh. I go, okay, hold on. Here's embodiment. I say, where in relationship to your body is the course? She goes, oh, it's way up there. I say, okay, what needs to happen? So we had to work on, again, her safety. We had to make her vessel be more open, more capacity. And I say, okay, hon, bring the course down in your body. Whew. Guess what? She can now sell the course. So it's not enough to have goals. So a lot of people work in I need action plans, I need goals, I need strategies. But if you don't do this energetic pieces, if you're not embodying it, and what embodiment means, Sanet, you do it better than any, you are the embodiment of self-love for me. It oozes from you. It's not a concept somebody's telling you to talk about. It's a strategy. So the embodiment is, I am the one who, I say, give my clients that, I am the woman who. I'm the woman who helps. I'm the woman who makes this money. I'm the woman who, I am is I'm owning it. It is living in me. I'm the embodiment of the work I do. So I'll mic drop that one. That's what I do. How I do it. Yeah, okay.
I've got goosebumps, and I love to say boom shakalaka. That was
Thank
hectic.
Preach it, girl. Preach it. Oh my God, that was so good. I took notes. I'm like, forget about the rest. I'm taking notes.
Wow.
Like, okay, sure, cool. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
so good.
I just want to let you know, my beautiful one, connect with my two guests. And in the show notes below, all the details will be there. I will also give you a link to their books so that you can go and buy their books. There's also a link down below where you can actually go and view. They were both on the Author's Journey TV show, where a panel of us ask them both questions on their book. Please,
Oh,
down below.
oh God.
Dana, your turn, my girl, your turn.
Well, first I have to just sit for a moment, Therese. That was so good because I've spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and learned a lot along the way. But one of the things that never felt good to me was setting goals, and it felt like work. It felt like struggle. I would be like, what's going to happen if I don't oh my gosh. So this was, and I also discovered I am 92% relationship driven. Okay, so that means that the other 8% is results. So that had this much attention for me because if I couldn't have a relationship with you, who cared about the results? Now, that didn't work well in sales.
Generally not.
Generally not. So there's a lot of things we're dealing with. Oh, folks, if you're listening to this, I go back and rewind and listen to Therese again because that was phenomenal. And what's exciting to me about being on this call with you, Therese, is that when you talk about things like how women were brought up and they have to do this, we were. And so I always say, part of it, yes, there was stuff in my childhood that, I grew up in Oz. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I had a wonderful childhood. I was one of 6 children. We had 100 kids on our block to play with. And I grew up at a time where now I'm into the 70s, right? I graduated high school in 1977. So I'm like, we were indoctrinated with women do it and we don't need men. We don't need a partner. We can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, right? Remember that commercial, that little perfume commercial? And so what's fascinating to me is the women who show up in my membership, in my classes, on my courses, not one of them has said to me, you're right, I don't want a man to help. I don't want a man to, I disagree with you. Every single one of them without fail says to me, I want a partnership. I want to be cared for and adored but from a man. I like alpha men. I want a man to pay the bills. I want a man to help me pay my mortgage. Why were we saying we didn't? That's the big question, right? Why were we saying I can do it alone? I don't need you. So this is where I come in as a dating intuitive because yes, we are dealing with our experiences as we grew up, right? And Teresa, you have part of this approach where we're similar and yet different, which is just beautiful. Yeah. So literally, and I'm looking at my notes based on your talking because I think it's so energetically connected that we grew up thinking we don't need anybody, we can do it alone. And when we really dig a little bit, that then translates not to we just don't even need a partner, but we don't need anybody. And if we don't do it alone, then we're a failure. Isn't that fascinating? And yet nobody gets to the top or accomplishes anything alone. So what a conflict in I'm getting my own chills here. I mean, what a conflict in our messages of what we're trying to accomplish and what we're dealing with, right? So what's really fun along this, as I segue into my legacy, is when I went out dating in my early 20s, I read all the books. You can see them here. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. He's not into you. The rules, I read them all. I studied them. I like to say I got my doctorate in dating. And then I proceeded to write a book. What did I do with it? Here it is. I started to write the book with no vision, by the way, of what I was going to do with it after it got published. Okay? I didn't have a vision for that. This was not a time when there was ebooks or you could even affordably publish a book. There was none of that. So in 2004, I began writing this book. Wow. I didn't publish it to 2014, so we're talking 10 years. It was just a little while ago when I realized, wow, I did something before people were doing it. I was a woman before my time. This book ended up becoming my love journey on the way to meeting Pietro, my late husband. Right? So I met and married Pietro. He was the last person I spoke about in this book. So we get back to the legacy again. When he passed away, it dawned on me, this book will never go away. It's a love story of how I met and married Pietro. His kids, his grandkids, his great-great-great-great-grandkids are going to have access to this book. And they're going to know about the love story between him and I. So now we fast forward another 10 years. We're in 2024. And by the way, the information in this book never goes out of style because dating doesn't. The apps might change. The formula doesn't. He passes away in 2016. And a year and a half later, I meet Jeffrey. But before meeting Jeffrey, when I was getting my courage up to go back out there and date, because I'm a woman who loves to be with men. You know, I like all the good stuff. I went back and read my own book. I said, it worked so well the first time. What did I do? And then I discovered I had a formula. I never even knew I had a formula. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a formula in this thing. Oh, so now this book is in Taiwan. It's in Japan. It's in Italy. I mean, the book is all, and now I'm promoting the book because I'm on podcasts and shows like this and being welcome to talk about it. And I've had women say testimonies. They say, Donna, you're reminding me to straighten my crown. Reminding me to straighten my crown. So legacy? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Legacy, you bet you. And you know what? I got 2 more books in the hopper. And I'm asking my spirit guides and God and my angels, when's the right time to get that published? And it's been a journey, but it's never ending. So I've already created a legacy. If I do nothing else right now, my legacy has been created. But why would I stop? It is so much fun. I'm helping my now bonus daughter go out and date and help her understand her value. And her countenance has changed immensely in the years I've known her, that I'm so excited for her because I know what's coming. And who she would have settled for 4 years ago, 5 years ago is very different than now because she has changed. So what it's about. Do I still love my late husband? Absolutely. He still shows up literally. He's a spirit guide of ours. Guess what? I'm not the same person I was when I met him in 2007. And so now I attracted Jeffrey. So it's wonderful being with a partner who gets you, who supports you, and we blow wind under each other's wings. This is not a one-way street. So the legacy has been created. Ladies, you have created the legacy already. If you do nothing else, your legacy is created. And now we get to continue because your kids, your grandkids, your great-great-greats are going to know about your book and your work through all the social media and all the Amazon and all the ebooks and all the links that are still going to be out there when we're long gone. How cool is that?
That's incredible. Incredible.
She's on fire. Girls on fire.
I tell you, my beautiful ladies, you are both exquisite. Your wisdom, you are one of my wisdom keepers. Both of you are also our Mrs. Spots, our beloved Mrs. Spots. And I do see more people from our group is joining. So I'm truly so so thankful for both of you. My beautiful ladies, I've got the paparazzi book. Therese, can you just give us your beautiful golden nugget without the explanation, because we've got 3 more minutes to go and we have to do the dance.
You can't take your life out of your business, so honor all the parts.
Are you ready?
Mhm.
My beautiful Donna.
Allow those who pursue to ensue. Only allow those who pursue to ensue.
Wow. You. And mine is, if your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. Here we go. Woo. Thank you. My beautiful viewers, I know you have put on your glasses a few times. I know that you are going to rewind this amazing show. And not only that you're going to go down below in the link and connect with these 2 amazing ladies and buy their books. Oh, I know it. I will also throw my book in there. I don't know where did I put my book. I will throw my book in there for you to also go and see. Mine is Flight of the Monarch, the Hero Inside Me. So I will put my book link in there as well. So please do so. But now I've got a question for you. Would you love to have a dance with us? Donna and Therese, they said yes. They said yes. Ladies, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Oops, there we go. Woohoo, Therese, I love it. I love it.
I have no sunglasses, but I got crystals.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle
Ooh, I love this. I love this.
so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or swimming in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles.
Bye,